Hello and welcome back to the channel. Apologies for the delay in uploading some videos. I've had a really busy spell lately, but anyway, here we are back again. Now this video is split into two parts. The first part's explaining a little bit about the painting and colouring books that I have for sale, and the second part is a full 30-minute watercolour demonstration. So let's get started. So before I start the next painting, I want to explain a little bit about the books that I have that are for sale. For a lot of people trying to get in touch with me, wondering how you get these books. So I'm just going to explain a little bit about that. So here's the three books that I have. I've got a tuition book, How to Paint Scotland in Watercolour, and I've also got two landscape colouring books. So I'll just explain a little about them, a bit about them first, and then we'll get on with the painting. Right, so this is a tuition book. It's 60 full colour pages, and it's basically, it could be a book about anywhere really, it doesn't have to be Scotland, but it's showing you how to start off watercolour painting. The first 10 or so pages are about materials, what type of paints, what type of brushes, what type of watercolour paper that you should buy. And then it goes on to explain the basic techniques of painting, brush strokes, colours, types, how to apply the paint. And this is seems to be a popular page, how to paint trees, or how not to paint trees. And then at the end, there's about 4 or 5 individual step-by-step guides of painting parts of Scotland. That's up in Perthshire. This one here is up in Skye. Here we have Elan step-by-step guide. And so that one costs £14, 60 pages. These are popular, these are the colouring books, and what we have here is 20 pages. And the beauty of these type of books are that you get the full colour image, and you also have a sketch, so you don't have to bother about the drawing. I know that's a difficult part for a lot of people. So you can use the image as a guide and carry on and colour them in. Now you can use pencils, crayons, or paints if you like. I'll just show you one here I've got as a sample. There's Elan, so that's Loch Lomond, and there's the image, and there's the painted version. Just let you see that a bit. So the paper is thick enough if you want to try it with paints. So that's Scotland. Various scenes of Scotland there. A lot of nice castles. Elan. So these books are £12, and this one here is just landscapes, not specific to anybody. It's paintings that I've done over the last 2 or 3 years, and similar style again. You get the image, and here's the sketch for you, so you just go ahead and carry on with the painting. As again I said, a lot of these are good for people who are not really good at the sketching side, so you just get the paints out and carry on straight ahead with the colouring in part. Nice one of the fjords up north. That one's Ireland, Galway. So as you can see, there's quite a few, and again this has 20 colour pages. This book is also £12. Put this here just to remind you. So what you need to do is, my email address will be coming up on the screen shortly. So if you're interested, send me an email, because I need to know where you are in the world. As I say, I've sent these over the last month or so to people in the US, Canada, Australia, EU and the UK. But I need to know where you are. It's the package and posting that I can give you a price for that. And payment is using PayPal. So hopefully that's given you an insight into how you can get these books, and as I say, just send me an email and I'll give you a price for sending them to you specifically. So here's the picture we're going to paint today, and as you can see, there's quite a spread of super red poppies in the foreground here, and two farm buildings. This looks like Italy. That's look like northern Italy type buildings, and big green trees, bushes in the background, and some lighter hills further away. So what I'm going to do is start off as usual with a quick sketch, and we'll do some painting. So you can see that what I've done first of all here is I've measured this. It was 7 by 5, the picture, and halfway along I've put a line down there, and halfway here I've put a line across there. And what I've done as well on the, just zoom out a bit, on the paper, I've marked the halfway there and halfway here and put a faint line down there. Same here, so I've got the 4 squares that I can then start using it to start the sketch. So right, where are we going to start here then? Right, there's a line along here for the where the buildings are and where the little wall stops, so it's just below halfway. So I'm going to draw a line just along here, just to give me an idea where I want to place the buildings. And the background, the hills, bushy trees, etc., starts about there, as you can see, and comes down to the far end to about there. So I'm going to just quickly put that up there and bring this down at an angle, and a bit there and there. And then there's this other little bit in the background, some lighter colour for the hills. Right, so that's not too bad. The building halfway down here, it's about there. So and it's quite low compared with the actual height of the hills in the background, so I'm only going to put it in about here. So that, just check that line again. Yeah, it's just inside the side of the house itself. So I'm just going to start off with a small line about there, and there's another one in about here. Lower roof, flatter roofs again, these buildings, and there's a bit down here. This will all be very, very quick and loose. Don't want to spend too much time in detail. It's quite a flat roof, as you'll see. It's along down there. And then there's another one in the background, Again, very shallow slopes on them. And that comes down about there. I'm just going to put a wall in there, and there's another wall goes along here. Right, that'll do. And there's a little bit of a outhouse building, and I'm going to just put another wall that kind of disappears in amongst the trees, and that'll do. So that'll do for the sketch for the buildings. Now I'm going to just quickly put in some shapes for some of these big bushes, because I'm going to slightly colour the greens, some lights and darks, but that'll do. Now, the poppies, you can see in the picture there's some really big ones quite close to the picture, and they get smaller as we drift off. So I'm going to put in some fairly big shaped size poppies. There's another big one out here. Some smaller ones about there. One or two about there. Slightly bigger one there. I'm just going to push that up there so you can see that. One or two smaller ones. And there's a whole range of them over here. Quite thick. Now what I'm planning to do here is just show you one or two ways that you could protect the paper so that you get a really bright red poppy. I'm going to just put another big one in here and a smaller one there. Right, so I think that'll about do just now. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to show you how we can protect the poppies. We need to get clear paper so that when we come to put in the bright red, it really stands out. Now there's two ways we can do this. I'm going to use what we call masking fluid. I'm just going to let you see that. And this one is blue. That's actually, you get white as well, but I think the blue is quite good. And the fact that it stands out so you get to see it better. Now, what I would advise you to do is get your old brush, not one that you use, and I'm using an older one here, because if you let this dry on the brush, it's ruined. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly paint in the bits that I've left on this right hand side, just so that you can see how this actually works. So you can see that I'm painting in the actual poppies over on the right hand side. I'm just going to do this one as well. Nice big one there. And I'm just going to leave that to dry. Put one or two little bits about as well, smaller ones. Right, that'll do. So quickly wash the brush out. What I'm going to do for the other ones is I'm just going to try and paint round them. If you don't want to use masking fluid, I'll just be coming in with the green for the field, and I'll just go round about here. This could take a bit more time, it's a bit delicate. Make sure you leave the white paper. So 2 options, as I said, I just want to let you see it. Now that masking fluid will take about 5 minutes to dry, so I'm just going to leave it, and once it's dry I'll show you how we paint over it. So while that masking fluid's drying, I'm going to paint the sky in first, and I'm just going to use a swing round, let me see, I'm just going to use cobalt blue, and I'm going to add a little bit of this colour, Phthalo or Windsor blue. As you can see, it gives it a nice, what I call a Mediterranean blue. I'm just going to swing round again and start at the top, and off we go. Right, it's quite a nice colour, that warm blue. So I'm just coming down the top of this hill, grassy, tree-lined hill up the top there. Right. Just adding some water to the bottom again, just to let you see how the colours vary. The sky is always lighter down at the bottom than it is higher up, so just going to leave that. Just going to put a bit darker up the top there and let that run down. Right, that'll do. Right, that'll do for the sky. I'm just going to let that settle. So while the sky is drying, I'm going to paint the buildings, and then I can have a go at the big green area behind them. So I'm going to get some yellow ochre and a little bit of Payne's grey, and that gives you quite a nice stony colour. That's better, nice bright colour. So the light's coming from the left, so these parts of the buildings will be nice and light. That's fine. What I could do while that's drying is put some stone colour in for the wall that runs along here. Put that in just now. This bit here. Just put my hand on that masking fluid in the corner. It's not dry yet. Right, that's great. Okay. Now we need to get a darker colour for here. So I'll mix up the yellow ochre colour, but now this is a lot stronger, darker paint, and I'm going to put in this kind of colour. Just test it out on this bit of paper. That'll do. Right. Put that in. Okay. And over here for the other building. And that's that one done. And this bit here, that's the dark part, and there's a little bit down here on this one. There we are. Right, that's quite nice. Now, just going to paint this slightly redder colour for the roof. Just going to use some light red, this colour here. Just try it out first, see what it looks like, that'll be okay. Right. And we'll paint the roof then. The roof's right at this bit. One. Just making this a bit taller angle than it should be, but I'm just going to have to leave it. I'm going to paint that in as well. Right, that'll do. Another little bit there, better just put this in. And this bit here is the front of this bit. It's quite a nice yellowish colour, it's warm. I'm going to drop some of that in there, just to brighten it up a bit. Right, that'll do. Right, we'll leave that, it's okay. Now what we want to do is this bit up on the right hand side here. As you can see the hill in the distance, it's a little further away, so it'll be a lighter colour. So what I'm going to do is some of that yellow ochre again, I'm just going to drop it in there. With a little bit of cobalt blue, and it gives you a super greyish green colour. That'll do. Right. Right, that's fine. So now what we need to do is the big hill, dark green hill in the background with all the bushes, so I'm going to mix up a big wash of dark green. Start off with some yellow ochre. Some of this ultramarine blue. Going to put some of that Windsor blue in as well. There we are, got a nice big dark green. So we need to fill in all this. This is quite thick, this paint. I need it to be thick. Right. So I'm going to just go straight over the whole thing here. just want to get it filled in first, so I'm going to go straight down to the bottom, down to the little wall, and just fill it all in. So get that filled in quickly, and then we can start to add some darker bits and lighter bits with yellows and dark greens. So just take our time, work our way down here and round about the buildings. Just watch the roof, and want to fill all that in. So that's taking shape quite nicely. Right, I'll make this darker once it's all in, because I need to get that darker than that to suggest depth in the painting. Right, nearly there. It's all blocked in. Right, I'll do. Now what I'm going to do quickly is mix up thick, dark this time to get thicker paint. So I'm going to kick off with some of that Windsor blue colour, and then some dark brown burnt umber, and then that's better. Nice thick dark green. Right, we need to drop this in places now. Right, there's some bits here, and I'm going to try and keep the shape of some of the bushes using the darks. Some up there. I'm just going to bring this along here. So you'll start to see the shapes of some of the trees appearing as I put the darker bits in. That's better. I managed to get that flatter roof colour. Right, now we need to, remember I said I need to get the darks here against the lights. So these are over in the shade. That's better. And put some bits in here as well. I don't want to do it all, I want to keep some lighter bits. Right, that's not too bad. Right, I'm just going to put one or two little bits of water in just to spread some of that paint about, and I'm just going to leave it once I've done that. Just got some water and added it to these darker bits, and some bits here. Right, Right. Right, we'll leave it. That's not too bad. So now we need to paint the field, this part here, and we're going to paint round the poppies on this side, and just going to go over the masking fluid on this side. So big wash of light green. So I'm just going to use some of this colour here. I'm going to put a light cadmium yellow in. That's quite nice. Right, so let's get started. So I'm just going to start on this right hand side here, straight along, and as you can see I can just paint right over these poppies with the masking fluid on it. Right, and watch these ones now. So you can see how the paint just runs off the masking fluid, and it'll be protecting the paper once I rub it off. I'll be left with nice white paper. So better watch now on this side, as this is where I have to, this is just two options. You can paint round, I'm going to leave a bit there. You can, if you feel confident enough, you could just paint round these and leave the white. But as you can see, it takes a little bit more skill, and you've got to be careful. Just going to leave one or two other bits as well. Right, a bit here. So, almost there. I'll just go back up to the top again. I'm going to leave one or two other bits for the poppies, some nice white. I'm going to leave some smaller ones, and this one, and there's two bits there, and nearly finished. Right, that'll do. So I'm just filling in some bits. Right. That's quite nice. So there we are. Before I come down to tackle the poppies, I'm going to put some detail on the buildings. Just get that out the road. So there's shadows under here, but I'll put this line in first. So there's two windows here and three, and a little doorway here. Down there. Just putting some detail of stonework along the wall. Right, it's not too bad. Looking quite nice. And I'm just going to one or two suggestions of stonework. Nothing too much, don't want to get too complicated. Right, I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm just going to put a bit of shadow in here. And a bit over there. Right, that's about these buildings finished. So now we tackle the poppies. So what we're going to have to do first is remove this on the right hand side, this masking fluid. And how you do that is basically just get your finger and start to rub it off. Got to make sure it's dry. And then you can see we've got super white paper here. Some people use a putty rubber to rub it off, but I just feel that it's okay to get your finger and just take your time and rub it off. So you can make your mind up. As you see, this side here I didn't do any at all. It was just painted around the poppies, and so you decide. Here's the last one. Right. So here we have some super white paper left now. So we've got all these poppies to go in. So I'm going to use cadmium red and just take my time and paint them in. So swing round, got this super bright red colour. And we'll just paint them all in. So right, just going to dilute the colour a bit. Right, so let's get started. Super beautiful. This is the bit that you'll enjoy. So let's just quickly get them all in. But you can see how really nice and bright these poppies are going to be. Sometimes when you just paint the field green and then try to add red on top of the green, it's clearly not as fresh and clean as this. So It's worth taking your time just to keep some of the clean white paper available for adding in this super red for the poppies. It will really stand out. You'll see that I've speeded the video up a bit here. It's just like you see me filling in all the nice white bits with cadmium red. So you'll see that it's not too particular. I'm just quickly filling it all in. So don't try and paint round every single little white bit. Just free fill it in quick as you can, and then we're on to the final part of just adding some texture to the field. I'm just adding some one or two little small ones. Right, now poppies have got a black centre, so what I'm going to do is just, well, some of these are still wet, just going to drop some black in the centre. Helping a bit. There we are. Now, last, we just need to try and add some texture to the grass. So that will be done using the regular brush. So now I'm just going to try and put some detail in the field. What I'm going to do first is let's get some stalks on some of the bigger ones. I'm just going to get one down here and here. It's starting to take shape now. What I'm going to do is just get a brush and just put some bits about here in the background. Just using up that dark green that we had. And just drop some odd bits of dark here and there, just to split it up a bit. And I think we're just about there, not too bad at all. Oh, here's the finished painting, the poppy field. Quite happy, it's turned out well. Good contrast, a big dark hill in the background, light green and the super red. I've got a close up here, you can see how fresh the poppies are. Now this might be a bit daunting for a lot of you, so what I've done is I've taken a section of this painting. Here it's here, you can see it's in a smaller part, so you might want to just get a small piece of paper, 7 by 5 inches or something around that size, and tackle this first, see how you get on. And if you do well and you think you've managed to tackle that, then you can go ahead and have a go at the bigger painting. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, or you can subscribe to the channel to get information about new videos coming up. So stay safe, keep painting, until the next time. Bye for now.